Hey, it's been a while, but it's a pleasure to speak to you again.
Oh, thank you for having me again, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, not a problem. This time it's very exciting. Schmoedown Spectacular VI.
Yeah, it's the WrestleMania, the Super Bowl, or the big game, as some say. And for the movie trivia Schmoedown, it's the end of the year, the big spectacular 5 matches, 4 title matches. It all comes down to the end. This is essentially going to be a pilot episode, what will be season 9 next. Once late January, early February hits. So we're very excited to get the ball rolling, to get back in that live element leading up to studio matches again.
I was going to say, you guys just got started into the in-person physical matches. So we're expecting a very good crowd this year.
Yeah, it's going to be jam-packed. We're pretty close to almost sold out. So if people are out there and you want to check it out, you still can get tickets. A few more left at the schmoedownlive.com. But it's going to be a lot of special guests are going to be there. A lot of energy in the crowd. It's going to be I can't wait for it. I'm as much a fan as anything else too. So I'm excited to see all these matches. So it's going to be pretty slammed out.
Well, I'm excited to hear that you're emceeing and hosting these things again, especially in the physical realm, and that's been going on pretty well lately for you.
Yeah, I mean, so we did an event in New York, and then the last 2 years, like everybody else, we were kind of forced to do a lot of matches digitally and forced the business to go digitally, and it's just not the overall show. We had some great matches. We had a lot of new stars get developed through that process, but it's time to get back to doing what we're doing. And this is really, I think that even if you can't be there to see it in person, the fact that we're able to put it on now and live stream it the day that it happens, it's 12 p.m. on Saturday, and it's pay-per-view. It's going to be you'll see. If it's the first time you've ever watched it, you'll know right away. Oh, okay, I get exactly what this is.
Great. Well, let's start off. You have 2 single match championships on schedule for the Schmoedown Spectacular. First one, you have Lady Justice versus Downtown, and I understand that Lady Justice managed to defend her championship, and now she's going to have to do that again.
She is legendary already, man. She is the first woman to ever win the singles championship. She is the first African American to ever win the Movie Trivia Schmoedown singles championship. She is also, when she defended the championship in New York, she became only the 5th person to ever defend that title once. If she defends it again, she will join both Sam Levine and Dan Murrell on the only 3 people to ever defend that belt twice. It's not an easy belt to defend because there's so many competitors. She will also tie. If she wins, she'll have won 7 matches in one season, which only Adam Collins and her opponent on Saturday, Griffin Newman, as a rookie, have done. And if Griffin Newman wins, he will break that record and win 8 in one season, which is unheard of. He has never lost in both. He's playing for 2 titles. He's playing for the team's championship and the singles championship. He's an undefeated rookie. This is a battle of the future of the league. Both of these competitors are the new stars of tomorrow.
Wow, sounds like Griffin is no amateur himself, even though he's a rookie, but undefeated versus the champions. That's going to be something to watch.
It is, and she's undefeated this season. She only lost once last year, and that was in her rookie season, but she has not lost at all this season. She's defeated Video Drew, Janine the Machine, who just made it all the way to the semifinals in the tournament. She beat Kevin Smith for a #1 contender match. She defeated Ethan Irwin, who runs Silver Pictures and was this dominant champion, and she beat him pretty handily. As you mentioned, she defended against Chance Ellison, a former 2-time teams champion. So she's really making a name for herself, and you spoke to her. She's just got such an electric personality, and she's just so damn likable. The fans have gotten just embraced her. But Griffin Nooms is, this guy from his time, if you've seen him and you follow him, he plays Orko in Masters of the Universe. He was in Draft Day. He was Arthur in The Tick, but he's got a podcast called Blank Check, where if you listen to it, this guy just knows film. He really does. So this is a clash of two people who really know the game and really know knowledge, and it's going to be a hell of a main event.
I am very excited for that one. That is for sure. I spoke to
Yeah.
Marisol, and she is a terrific person too.
She is.
So let's take a look at the other singles. You have the Outlaw versus Dangerous. What can you tell us about those? Because I know John's been around for a while. I've heard of him.
Yeah. So the Outlaw John Roca. Now, when people associate wrestling with the Schmoedown, and anytime I've done an interview about the Schmoedown, they always say, well, it's wrestling mixed with trivia. Without the Outlaw John Roca, that vision would have been hard to sell to a lot of people. I've known John since college. I've known him for a very long time. He's a wrestling fan like myself, but he understood right away what it was like when nobody else was doing it. When I said, look, I need you to play the heel, he got it. He understood it. And he got people going, why is this guy being such a jerk? But he knew how to sell it, and he knew how to sell what he was doing inside of it. And he also did what he had to do in the trivia realm. He wound up winning the singles championship twice. He's won the teams championship twice. He won one of the teams championship. He won with Dan Murrell. He also took his first championship against Dan Murrell, who he's playing against in his final match in the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. This is John Roca's last ride, and he wanted a match. He wanted to go out spectacularly, so to quote him. And we were looking for a match. Dan Murrell, who's considered the greatest player to ever play Schmoedown, a 5-time Movie Trivia Schmoedown singles champion, a former teams champion, said, all right, John, let's do it one last time. They've only gone head-to-head before once, and a one-on-one and that was in 2017 when John beat him. So this is almost 5 years later, and here they are again doing the dance in a legendary match. So we're pretty excited for that one.
This is going to be terrific. Legend versus legend. I mean,
yeah.
That's and this is John's ride to the sunset with his signature cowboy hat, which is going to be terrific.
It really is. It's going to be old school, and there's going to be theatrics involved anytime John Roca is involved. So it'll be emotional. It's going to be a hell of a match. It is 5 rounds. Normally the non-title matches are 3 rounds, but that was one of the stipulations that they agreed upon, and they're actually calling this the GOAT Championship because they want to see who once and for all is the greatest player of all time in the Movie Trivia Schmoedown.
Sheesh. And you know these guys for a long time. Too bad you can't take sides yourself.
No, I can't do that. Even when people ask me predictions, I stay away from predictions, unless it's non-recorded. But these are two of my, I will, for the risk of being biased, these are 2 of my favorite players of all time because of what they've contributed to the league. And as a fan watching them play, they put it all on the table every single time that they do. When you watch either John Roca or Dan Murrell play, it's hard to just watch that even as a first-time viewer and go, oh, these are just 2 people playing trivia. It's not. These are two mental athletes that go at it so many times. Dan Murrell's the only player in history to ever win 20 matches in the singles division. This is going to be an absolute ride from start to finish, with 2 former friends, 2 former teammates, once rivals, now rivals again. Murrell versus Roca. It's a signature matchup.
There's lots of good single matches for the Schmoedown here.
Yeah.
Now, of course, no singles matches can't be complete without team matches, of course. And you have Shazam versus King Arthur. Tell us about these teams that we're coming to expect.
So King Arthur, will jump right back to who we were talking about before, downtown Griffin Nooms. He's in the match again. This is the only rookie to ever play in the Spectacular for both the teams championship and singles championship in the same night. And he's got an opportunity, him and his partner King Khan, who they won the teams tournament. They earned the shot to get here. But this is not going to be an easy ride, to say the least, because Shazam is considered by a lot of people to be the greatest team that has ever played. They are, I believe, 12-2. They have defended that championship twice already. Only a few teams have done that before. If they defend for a 3rd time, they'll only be the 2nd team in history to ever do that. William Bibbiani, who is very well known in the critics circle. He's very knowledgeable. He's a former singles champion. The Shazam's already a 2-time teams champion. So the thing is, Newman and Bibbs did go head to head. They did go one-on-one together, and Nooms took the win. So the question is, when it comes to teams, who's going to do it? The bigger thing is that I told you before that Shazam's 12-2. Their only 2 losses have come at Spectacular.
Mm-hmm. And just for those people who don't know, is the format the same between singles and teams?
A little different. I mean, it's the general knowledge of it, but there's the same 8 questions in the first round. In singles, there's 4 questions in the second round, but in teams, there's 6. You can confer with your teammate in round number 2, and in there's 5 rounds in title matches, but in round 5 you can't confer until the 5-pointer, but you can confer. So there's a little bit more, obviously, that you can do with teams when you can work with your partner.
Well, more bragging rights on the line here, so that most definitely. Now let's go ahead and switch to something else entirely different, because it's also a popular subject, is Star Wars. You have the Major versus Dimmy. Tell us about what that's going on in that match.
Oh man, this is another one where, as I mentioned to you earlier, with the digital age and the kind of competitors that have come out from this age, it's been incredible to watch. So the Major Thomas Harper is our first ever undefeated Star Wars champion, rookie champion, who was a Dragon Con champion. And if you ever played those Dragon Con, there's what they do and what the amount of questions that they ask. He made sure that he dedicated all his time to now try to win the Star Wars championship, and he did exactly that. He wound up winning an earlier tournament this year, but then he defeated Andrew DiMolanta, who had just defended the championship twice against Alex Damon, who was said to be unbeatable, and Andrew DiMolanta was on this run and beat him. Thomas Harper beat him. So fast forward to the next tournament, and Andrew's wife, Nikki, enters the tournament. Nobody knows how she's going to be as a Star Wars competitor, and when I say she was good, that is the understatement of the year. She pretty much dismantled everyone that she played, including the former champion Alex Damon from Star Wars Explained, who she beat handedly. She beat a lot of different competitors that people thought she wasn't going to beat, and now we have 2 undefeated rookies playing head-to-head for the Star Wars championship in front of that live crowd at Spectacular.
So 2 undefeated people are going head-to-head, and this is going to be the Star Wars match. I mean, these people are no lightweights. They know everything and anything about Star Wars. I will admit.
You'll be surprised, like you'll be a hardcore Star Wars fan, and you'll be in that match, and you'll say, "I thought I was a Star Wars fan. I don't know nothing." When you hear these people, the stuff that they get and the stuff that they answer, I can't believe the stuff that these people pull and how good they are at this. These are the 2 best in the division right now, and it's going to be a sight to see. This is, and rightfully so, this is a very highly anticipated match. People are waiting for this one. When I did a poll of the most excited, this ranked really high.
Wow. Yeah, I thought I knew Star Wars until I attended my first Star Wars convention, and turns out to be I know nothing. But
just wait. I'm telling you, just wait until you watch these 2.
Can't wait. Now we have one more match to actually talk about, is the InterGeekdom Championship match.
Yeah.
Now for those people who don't know, it's it's going to be between the Killer and the Spider. Tell us about this match and the 2 people are against each other.
Yes. So the InterGeekdom championship, or the InterGeekdom division rather, is, whether we just mentioned Star Wars. Well, Star Wars, you might pop its way in there, but you also get Star Trek, Lord of the Rings, Planet of the Apes, Jurassic Park, Harry Potter, all these types of movies that will pop in there, and who are the best of the best in InterGeekdom, in the geeky realm. Who knows Star Wars? Who knows these movies the absolute best? And nobody can claim that except Mike Kalinowski. He's a 3-time Movie Trivia Schmoedown InterGeekdom champion. He is the first person to ever defend that title twice in one reign. He is considered by many the greatest InterGeekdom player to ever do it. He's having a career year. He's been we're in season 8 now. He's been in it since season 3, and he has not slowed down at all. Robert Parker was kind of like the heir apparent from what people were saying. He was great in the fan leagues. So people thought that he was going to be the next person to really capture that championship, and he's finally found his way to Mike Kalinowski. So these are two of the best InterGeekdom players going at it, and there's going to be no love lost between the two of them as well.
Wow, that is so exciting to hear, Kristian. And who's going to be your co-host for this Schmoedown?
So is Mark Ellis. Me and Mark Ellis, since we started this thing back in since we started Schmoes Know back in 2008, and then we started doing Schmoedown in 2014. Ellis and I have been running it together. And the other thing I will also mention that's going to come up, that the faction championship, the last 2 years there's been factions. We've had drafts and free agency, and the factions are going to go. It's going to be decided, whoever, between the Finstock Exchange and corruption, it will be decided who is the overall faction of the year, depending on who wins, whether it's to the teams match or it could come down to the singles championship at the end of the night. So there's one more prize that will be handed out at the end of the night.
So there's a lot of things going to be on the line for the end of the year. I mean, after all, this is how we're going to end 2021 with all the bragging rights.
Yep.
Most excellent. And Kristian, just real fast, once again, tell us about how we could get tickets to this almost sold out event. And just in case, if we can't make it, we also have that pay-per-view.
Yeah. So if you can be in Los Angeles, obviously this is the way to watch it. Even if you're like, well, I don't really know too much about it yet, learn about it by coming to the event. And the way you do it is you get tickets at the Schmoedownlive.com. There's a fan expo that starts. You meet all the competitors. But at 12 o'clock is when the actual event itself starts. It is our big, massive event. But if you want to watch it on the live stream, same thing. Go to the Schmoedownlive.com and you'll see the option for the live stream pass. Or if you are a $10 patron, you'll get that. All of any pay-per-view that we do, $10 patrons get them.
Most excellent. Well, Kristian, hey, thank you very much for promoting this event. It's always been a pleasure speaking with you, and I can't wait to do the post-coverage events. Hopefully, get to talk to some of your winners and so on. We're going to be sending someone down there to cover the event itself. So
I love that. I love that. I hope that they have a great time. And like, if they tell them to find me, because if I'm around, I'll definitely give them a few words for sure. Because I'm excited to have you guys there, and thank you very much. I appreciate all the support.
Hey, thank you, Kristian, and we'll do this again next time.
Love it. All right, thank you so much.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it.